Shout out to Baby Smack.
Neighborhood.
Alright, y'all, let's get into it. Today, we're going to touch on the 6'5 Menlos and the 6'7 Neighborhood Crips.
Video, you know, this is for sure. Video, open your soul, represent your ghetto, baby. Video, you know, this is for sure. Video, open your soul, represent your ghetto, baby. For the dime moves and the lokes, for the 6'4s on spokes, for the OGs that did a dime, came back around on parole, for the homegirls with the scrap game, little homies that gang bang, from Pelican Bay to YA, rearrange your mind frame. Yeah, I know what you been through, shit you had to go tend to. Your mama gave birth on the turf, I know them killers you kin to. This for the lost generation, broke as hell, mad and impatient. But if you know your history, you can't have a strong foundation, baby. Video, you know, this is for sure. Video, open your soul, represent your ghetto, baby. Video, you know, this is for sure. Video, open your soul, represent your ghetto, baby.
The Menlos are predominantly African American, located near and around 65th and Menlo Avenue, not far from Mount Carmel Park. Their history begins in the late 1970s, where they started out as the Menlo Boys.
You know, we just stayed and we wasn't joining no gang. And from us not joining the gang, they call us the Menlo Boys, and we end up just fighting.
The Menlo Boys started out as a small, tight-knit group surrounding 65th and Menlo, who all had love for one another.
We wasn't just gonna be pushed to be anything. We was gonna be what we wanna be. And that's where it came to be.
The Menlos quickly found themselves under pressure from a much larger local gang, but decided they weren't gonna buckle under pressure.
The Hoovers actually made us who we actually is right now today. You know what I mean? Being truthful and everything. You know what I mean? The Hoovers pressed us and made us gang members. Like, they taught us how to be gang members. And you know, that's why Menlo's was as tough as they was, because we really learned from the toughest at the time. The Hoovers was the toughest at the time. You know what I mean? That we know of. We didn't know nobody else but these people over here. And over here, they was the toughest at the time.
Though the Menlos had a tight relationship with the 5'9 Hoovers and kin to other Hoover sets, they chose to add the Gangster Crip to the name.
Where does the gangster come from in Menlo?
Well, you know, that was added on by one of our members. You know, he had a cousin that actually was from A-Tray. You know, and you know, at the time we didn't know the politics and of whatever it was, and you know, he came and introduced the Gangster Crip to us, and it sounded good, Menlo Gangster Crip, and you know, that had a ring to it, and you know, we went with it, and that was it.
By the early to mid 80s, just about everybody in South LA was aware of the Menlo Gangsters.
I became aware of them in, man, when they started beefing with them 7-4s real tough. It was before I went to jail. It was in the 80s. I gotta give them their props, man. Them dudes right there, you know, actually Mud had two brothers from Hoover. One of them, rest in peace, I think that's Lil Frank, and then Big Frank. You know, and there was one more, he didn't really bang, but he kind of supported both sides, you know. And them dudes, man, is, they done hang, man. I don't know a lot of them, but the ones that I've met, they've always been with the cause.
During the mid-1980s, the 6'5" Menlo Gangster Crips formed a tight bond with the Rolling 40 neighborhoods, the neighborhood Rolling 60s, and the Rolling 90s.
In 85, it's like the 60s came and was like living with us. You know what I mean? They basically moved in our apartments with us, and we was living together in 85. You know what I mean? And, you know, we used to sleep and wake up together with 6 O's and different neighborhood, you know, people, you know what I mean? And then we was, you know, with the 40s in our early years, you know what I mean? Really just with the, you know, with the 40s when they first was like coming out and the 6 O's.
So who was some of the main 60s staying in them apartments or coming over here fucking with y'all?
Oh man, it was
Peter Wack.
Petey Wack, yeah, Big Petey Wack,
Little Petey Wack,
Cal Dog, man, it was so many.
Shit.
All of them, man,
Shit.
all the early years, them dudes was there. Keepstone,
Shit, big.
Keepstone played a big part in who we is around here. You know what I mean? Petey Wack, he played a big part. You know what I mean? You know, being around here. You know what I mean? Because we didn't know how to gang bang. You know what I mean? We was learning, you know what I mean? We wasn't gang members, but we did it, but we didn't know the gang banging culture. That wasn't us.
Sometime in the 2000s, the Menlo Crips became Menlo Neighborhood Crips. Alright, we're going to tap into the Menlo's closest neighbor, no pun intended, but geographically, one of their closest allies, 67th Street Neighborhood Crips. The 6'7s are predominantly African American, located between Gage and Florence Avenue, just west of Vermont Avenue. The 6'5s and 6'7s claim the Vermont Square Gang Alliance. During the 1980s, 67th Street was known as the West Side 67th Street Hustlers. One of the biggest names up out of that area associated with the 6'7s was Bruce Richardson.
Did you know Bruce Richardson?
Man, come on, man. That's my son, man. That's my guy, man. You know, man, he one of the greats over here. You know what I mean? He 65th, man. You know, Bruce Richardson was an all-out guy. You know what I mean? You know, so he was a hustler. So, you know what I mean? You know, but he could be anywhere. You know what I mean? Bruce is just Bruce. You know what I mean? Yeah, he was a great guy over here. You know what I mean? You know, from kids. You know, he's a great guy. And his brother Rick. You know what I mean? That's my partner right now today. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know. So yeah, that's a great guy. That was a great family. You know what I mean? His mom and his dad. You know what I mean? Them was, you know, you can't say nothing. You know, that was the guy. You know what I mean? He was one of the highest guys around here.
Back on the streets after 5 in the deuce. 7 years later, but still had to choose. My homeboy NG put me up on the track. Told me ease rolling Philip BJ's got the sack. Bruce is a giant that sees clock and dough. Bebop's a pimp, my old freaks up home.
In 1995, I first became aware of the 6'7s turned the Neighborhood Crip. The 6'7s are surrounded by the 6 Deuce Brims, 8 Trey Gangsters, and 7-1 Hustlers. Contrary to belief, for those with outside information, the 6'7s are not part of the Rolling 60s, but they are wholeheartedly as much a part of the Neighborhood Alliance as anyone else. Also, the Rolling 70 Neighborhood Crips are a younger generation, very tight with the 6'5 Menlo originals. But that's gonna do it for this episode. I want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit the like button if you're not a hater. We got a lot of them out there. And leave a comment. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We out of here. Salute.
This is Hawk